Welcome to Cocktail Corner. I'm the Gnome, and this is Gnome's Tavern, and we're here with another great cocktail for you today. Now, I've been listening to Janis Joplin non-stop for the past couple of months, so I invited a couple of friends to make some cocktails to celebrate Janis Joplin's life, because on October 4th, sadly, we lost one of the greatest musicians, Janis Joplin. Had so many great cocktails. So me and my friends, Bonnie and the Manhattan Project, are both here today to show off their Janis Joplin cocktails in honor of Janis Joplin. So, you know, freedom's just another word for nothing else to lose, and you can't lose on any of these cocktails. And the cocktail I'm going to show off is going to be an oyster martini, because one of the most popular albums of Janis Joplin was Pearl, that was released after her death on January 11th, 1971. And so I have some cool stuff mixing up. They've got some cool stuff mixing up. So let's hop right in. So we're going to make a nice classic martini. And we're going to start off with some dry vermouth. This vermouth seemed really cool when I read it. It kind of was talking about seafaring people drinking vermouth. So I figured it was perfect for our oyster martini. Now this is, I used a local brand, St. Rock Vodka, and I put some oyster shells. Huge shout out to Sidecar. I went in and they gave me a bunch of oysters, and I ate oysters and took all the shells, threw them in vodka for about 2 days, and did a cloth straining of it to put it back into the bottle. So this has been oystered vodka for about 2 days, and we're going to do 2 ounces of our oyster vodka. You know, for Pearl. Bam, bam. Definitely, I might want to let it sit a little bit longer because I wanted a lot more of oyster, but it still is kind of salty and kind of sea-like. So now let's stir the cocktail and pour it out. So now that we have our chilled coupe glass, we're going to double strain our cocktail into the drink. And it's kind of, it's not as see-through because of the vodka and the oyster shells. So now we're going to also zest it with a lemon, these beautiful lemons. And I got a good batch of lemons. These smell so great. Animal zest. Oh, yes. And like I said, I like to put it where your hands meet, because when we drink, we always drink, and that kind of top finger gets near our nose. And we're going to lay this one right here. And then I have a little oyster shell for garnish. And don't forget to always check out all of our channels. And also check out my bitters, Earl Grey bitters. Link below. Get some for yourself. And now let's give it a nice little taste. That is so cool. So the oysters are kind of salty and fishy, which really gives it some great flavor. I actually really love it. I'm not a big dirty martini fan, and if you're a dirty martini fan, you're gonna love this cocktail because it's got that saltiness that people who like dirty martinis like. It's just kind of cool. I really am digging this. I didn't think I would dig it, but I've had it before, and I really like this. This is really good. I'm gonna have another sip. So now let's pass it over to the Manhattan Project, and don't forget to always tip that bartender. What you got, Manhattan?
Hello, friends. I'm Todd. I am one half of the Manhattan Project. Today we're doing another collaboration video with our friends Gnome at Gnome's Tavern and Bonnie from One Drink, Three Bars. This is a cocktail to kind of commemorate Janis Joplin. Now, I don't know too much about Janis Joplin. I know a few of her songs, but I do know that she had some ties to like the Gulf area, Texas, Louisiana, which is where Nome is. And I happen to know that she also loved Southern Comfort. So I'm not sure what those two, the other two bartenders are making, but I'm making one called the Alabama Slammer. Right, so in a shaker we're adding 1 ounce of Southern Comfort, 1 ounce of Amaretto, 2 ounces of orange juice. Freshly squeezed is always better, of course. And we are substituting for sloe gin half an ounce of vodka, and half an ounce of grenadine. All right, add some ice to your shaker, and we shake. All right, so we are going to now double strain into a Collins glass with ice. So there you have it, the Alabama Slammer. Cheers. Ooh, I wasn't expecting this. This is very much like tastes a lot like Kool-Aid.
Oh yeah!
The good Kool-Aid though. This is one of those ones that could be an ass kicker because it's tastes very little alcohol in it, but I know it's in there. It's somewhat boozy in that way, so I like it. Alabama Slammer.
That was a great looking drink, Manhattan Project. So now let's pass it on over to Bonnie, who's gonna show us her drink. And maybe it's fur coat worthy.
October 4th, 2024 marks the 44th anniversary of Janis Joplin's untimely death at the age of 27. To pay tribute to her, we're making some drinks with her favorite spirit, Southern Comfort. Now, I haven't had Southern Comfort in years. I saw that they have a 100 proof version, so I thought this would really be great to use in a cocktail. The regular one is 35% alcohol, this one's 50%. I'll give it a little extra kick. And also, just so you know, Southern Comfort, I would have worn a fur coat if I had one. Maybe you should send me one. In case you didn't know, they sent Janis one for drinking so much of their product. She was like the original influencer. I hadn't made a cocktail with this in years, so I went to the Southern Comfort website and I found one called the Black Cherry Comfort that sounded really good. I modified it a little because I didn't have all of the ingredients and I just wanted to be creative. So theirs calls for 1.5 ounces of Southern Comfort. I'm going to do 2 ounces. And then half an ounce of grenadine. I'm going to be using cheerwine syrup. This is a cherry syrup. Now grenadine's actually made with pomegranate, but this will work and we're being creative. So half an ounce of it. And their recipe, it called for 3/4 ounce of lime juice and then 1/4 ounce of orange juice. I don't have orange juice, so I'm going to top it with some blood orange ginger beer at the end, and I'm going to use a full ounce of lime. Just because there's a lot of sweet stuff in here and I think it needs it. And I'm going to do a few drops of Peychaud's bitters. 1, 2, one more. These come out kind of quick. And once we have all that, I'm going to add a couple cubes to my shaker, put some pebble ice in my glass, strain all that over our pebble. That's an awesome color. Add a little more pebble. And like I said, I'm going to top it off with some blood orange ginger beer. The original recipe calls for ginger ale. And then they called for some cherries as garnish. And a sprig of mint. I really like the way that looks. So there's my spin on the Black Cherry Comfort. Let's give it a shot. Yeah, I taste the Southern Comfort. It's basically like a spiced whiskey. But this drink is really good. I think the Peychaud's bitters give it like a nice layer of complexity that it normally wouldn't have, and just like having the cool garnish and stuff makes it a really nice looking drink. Cheers.
So there you have it. You have 3 great drinks to celebrate Janis Joplin. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe on all the videos so that way we can get some great traffic and show some new people some awesome drinks. Also, I'd like to thank the Manhattan Project and 1 Drink 3 Bars for doing this great video. I know I kind of roped y'all in at the last second, and you guys stepped up to the challenge, and it was awesome. And don't forget to always tip that bartender. Cheers, y'all.